I grew up here in St. Charles. My family moved out here in 1993. We've been bookworms forever. My parents made sure that they read to us from a young age. So when we moved out here in 93, our house was still being built. So we went to the library a lot when we were living in an apartment. So that was, sort of one of our core memories. St. Charles is a wonderful place to live. Everything about it, just, the accessibility to downtown St. Louis, but also being, sort of its own little community, the library system, the school system. I mean, everything about St. Charles that I've experienced has been really positive. So really happy to have grown up here.
My love of books in the library comes from when I was a small child. Growing up, we didn't have the most money, so it's not like we could go out and buy new books or anything like that. So my mom would take me and my brother to the library. We could go pick out all the books that we were allowed to check out at once, and then we'd take those home and read them. And like growing up, my mom would read us The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe every night before bed. And so that's where my love for books really started. And then I'd say my appreciation for libraries really came when I was older. Right after high school, I did some community college, and while in community college, I would go during the day to my classes and stuff like that, but I usually had a couple hours to kill before and after my classes. And during that time, I could go to one of the public libraries out in Arizona and just sit in there. I could use the internet, do some homework if I needed to.
My family and I bought Main Street Books in 2014. I bought a house out here in 2017. My husband and I got married in 2019, and just this past May, we welcomed our first child, our little boy, Alexander. I love working on author events with the library. They are some of the most enthusiastic people that I know. The events team, the publicity team at the library, they're just great folks. So whenever we get an author who's coming to St. Louis or the St. Charles area, people have been in Main Street Books before. It's not the biggest space in the world. So we're very fortunate to have this relationship with the library where we can bring these authors. Really gratifying to see how many people in St. Charles turn out for these events who maybe don't know that Main Street Books exists, but they love coming to the library and they see, oh, this author is coming, let's go and see them. But really what's important is, sort of the coming together of the community, and the library and Main Street Books together really facilitate that.
Another reason I really like giving to the libraries is because I think they're important to the community. It's real easy for someone to be like, well, I can get a lot of stuff online, I can read books, and it's really easy to overlook the people that maybe don't have that stuff. So it's just really nice to have a space where we still had access to that, even though we maybe didn't have the resources.
The library is one of the last spaces that people can exist without the expectation of spending money. It's a place to come if you need to kill a couple of hours and you can hang out. It's a place to come if you need access to a computer to fill out a job application or do homework. It provides a space for people to come and meet and be safe in those spaces. The foundation is doing great work at bringing different programs to the community that are very important. So it's worthwhile to us to not only Ian and I, but also to Main Street Books, to make sure the library has the resources to do good in the community. So when we're talking about the storybook walks, when we're talking about the Born to Read program, when we're talking about the Stay Sharp kits, these are great community initiatives, and what we want is to be able to facilitate those initiatives.
I'm also a big proponent of the AWE computers they're trying to get into the libraries, and it may seem a little bit counterintuitive to bring technology into a library, but as I've talked before, it's about getting people access to stuff they might not have, and it becomes important for children to engage with technology at an earlier age. And with the AWE computers, it helps with literacy early on, but also getting children an ability to experience technology that they might not have access to elsewhere.
All they care about is making sure that people are able to connect in St. Charles County. That's what they want, that sense of community. And so I think that the library system does a fantastic job of that. And I don't know of many other systems in the country that are as active in the community as St. Charles City County Library.